Hello YouTube family, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jerry and I'm living the Newcomb life. Have you ever gone to one of those big box stores, either Costco, Sam's, or BJ's, and purchased a large amount of meat and you're not quite sure what to do with it because it's so much and it seems like it's so overwhelming? Well, I'm going to show you what we do when we buy in bulk. Yesterday, Dawn and I went to Costco and we bought some salmon and some steelhead trout that I'm going to basically cut up into steaks and then freeze in a food saver, and anything that we have left over I'm going to cook and we're going to do a taste test. Dawn and I have never had steelhead trout before, so this will be something new, so stand by and let's see how it goes. All right, as you can see, you got your fillet here, and it's relatively big. It can be overwhelming, I completely understand, but this is going to make it really simple. We're basically just going to cut this up into a number of steaks, and that'll help us preserve it and then eat it whenever we feel like. So let's get started. So basically what I do is I try to envision the largest number of steaks that I can pull from this. I usually try to trim this portion off first. And I do it in the respect of I'm trying to leave as much meat in the steaks as I can. Just remove that. And then from here, I just start breaking it up into steaks. And you probably want them about 2.5 to 3 inches wide. Okay, so that actually worked out really good. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8 steaks. So this will make 4 meals for Dawn and I, and we're going to grill this today. Okay, now let's look at the steelhead. Again, it looks like we have another real big fillet here. I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to envision it, cutting it up into personalized steaks. And anything that's left over, we're going to grill up. Okay, now that I have it all squared up, I'm just going to cut it up into individual one-person portions. Okay, so here you can see I have 2, 4, 6, 8 steelhead trout steaks all ready to be preserved in the food saver. So I'm going to show you guys how I cut my bags and I get them ready You don't have to, but I like to double seal just in case if one of the seals fail. It's just kind of a backup plan. Okay, I'm going to show you how I make my bags for my food saver. As you can see right here, I have the Food Saver FM 5200 series, and this is the vacuum chamber. In order to make it seal, you just push here. This is the seal and cut bag here. In order to cut it, you use this right here, and in order to seal, you use this sealing lock right here. So what I do is, when I'm making my initial bags, I take my bag and I pull it through the bottom there. And what I do is I get it as level as I can, and then I push down the sealing lock right here, and you'll see it sealing right there. You can tell by that red light. And then I use the cutter and I cut the excess off right there. The light is out, so now you know it's sealed. So in order to get a double seal on the bottom, I lift this sealing lock and I pull the end of the bag that you can see right here just to this white line right there. As soon as it gets to that white line, I push the sealing lock and you can see it's sealing. As soon as that light goes out, you know it's done. There you go, it's sealed. And then I lift the sealing lock and I pull the bag out, and you can see it's now got a double seal there on the bottom of your bag. So what I do then is I take my scissors and I trim up the excess here, just like that. And then I pull my bag to the desired length that I want. And then I repeat the process. I push the sealing lock down. You can see it sealing right there. I cut my bag to the desired length that I want. As soon as the light goes out, you know it's sealed. There you go. Lift the sealing lock. Pull the bag to that white line right there. Push the sealing lock back down. As soon as it's done sealing, you pull the bag out. You can see it's done. Lift the sealing lock, pull the bag out, trim the excess off, and repeat the process. So that's how I make my bags, guys. Alright, I'm going to grab my bag. And put the salmon in my food saver bag. And then you take your bag and you put it up into the vacuum area and you press. And the machine will do the rest. You can see it's vacuuming right now. As soon as it's done vacuuming, it'll seal. So you can tell by the red light it's sealing now. Alright, and then what I do is, just to put the double seal on, I take my bag and I put it up in there as far as it'll go, and then I drop this lever to do the second seal, and you can see by this light it's making that second seal. And as soon as it's done, you lift the lever and you now have a double seal. I'm just going to dress it up by cutting the edge off right here. And then the last thing that you have to do is label your product. And that's it, guys. Now you just throw it in the freezer and you use it whenever you want to. I'm going to take care of the rest of these, and then we'll see about cooking our leftovers here. Okay, now that I got everything packaged up, the only thing that's left to do is get it in the freezer. Alright guys, so I have the Steelhead Trout and the Atlantic Salmon in the freezer in the food saver bags. These two plates right here was the leftovers. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cook up everything that I didn't freeze. Normally what I do is I fix them up in a small aluminum foil pouch with butter and whatever seasoning inside, and then you cook it for about 30 to 45 minutes. So let me show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make a small little oven pouch with the aluminum foil. So the first thing that I do is I take some butter, and put it in the center of the aluminum foil. And in this case, I'm going to take some of Dawn's buttery steakhouse seasoning. We found this a few months ago, and she's really taken a liking to it. So she asked me to season hers with this seasoning. So I put a little bit on the bottom, then I take the salmon and put it right over top. Then I put a little bit of the seasoning on top. And then when I fold this over, the butter from the bottom part down here will go on top of the salmon here. And then I just make a small pouch. So you can see the outline of the fish right here. So I go a little bit beyond that with the sides. And then I go a little bit more than half with the top. And then seal the sides on each side and seal the top. And I'm going to mark this with DS for Dawn Salmon. And now I just got to finish up the rest of them. Alright, this one's going to be for me, so a little bit of Old Bay. Alright, mark this with a J and a T for Jerry Trout. Alright, I'm just going to mark this one with a T for trout. And that's really all there is to it. Like I said, it's really easy. I put it in the oven at 350 degrees, anywhere between 30, closer to 45 minutes really. You don't really want to break the bags open to check them to see if they are done. So I usually play it safe and just do it for about 45 minutes. It's basically a steam-in bag, and you really can't overcook it, but I don't want to take the chance of undercooking it. So I've already got my oven preheated to 350 degrees, and I'm going to cook them for 45 minutes. So stand by. All right, guys, that's the timer. Let's see how everything turned out. So you can see that the pouches have really developed a lot of steam inside. I'm sure you remember that they were really flat when I first put them in there. So I have some plates set up here so we can try them out. So this one is going to be the regular trout. So this is just butter, salt, and pepper. It is a little warm when you first pull it out of the oven, so you just want to make sure that you have some kind of gloves to protect yourself. But it looks really good. So that's the steelhead trout with just salt and pepper. Looks amazing. So this is the trout with the Old Bay. This is going to be the trout with the butter seasoning that Dawn likes. And that turned out really good too. Man, it smells fantastic. All right, so this is the salmon with butter, salt, and pepper. This is the salmon with Dawn's buttery seasoning. And this is the salmon with the Old Bay. Now this is what I normally have, so this won't be a surprise for me, but you can't go wrong with butter and Old Bay. All right, so I have everything lined up. I have the Old Bay set up right here. And the steelhead trout, everything is going to be on the right, and the salmon, everything is going to be closest to me. So I think it's time for a taste test. All right, so I'm going to first start out with the control. So this is just butter, salt, and pepper. I'm going to try the salmon first. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the salmon has no skin on it. You can buy it either with the skin or without. We're really indifferent about it. We don't mind the skin or without the skin. So salmon is fantastic. You can't go wrong with it. Lots of flavor. The oils really come through. Very mild, like not a big fishy smell or taste at all. Now I'm going to try the trout. Now the trout does have skin on it. So I'm going to pull some of this off. You can see it's extremely flaky. Never had steelhead trout before, so this is my first time. So this is the butter, salt, and pepper. Wow. The oils in the meat really comes through. It's not overpowering, it's not strong, but it's very flavorful. It's almost sweet. then the texture is a little more dense than the salmon, but not in a bad way. All right, now I'm going to try the Old Bay. Like I said, this is my go-to. So let me try the salmon here. Lots of flavor, mild. The oils really come through nice. Now let's try the Steelhead Trout. The meat is a little denser than the salmon. Did not expect that. The oils really come through. That Old Bay really complements the flavoring, I mean, dramatically. It actually makes your mouth water the more that you eat it. All right. This is the butter seasoning that Dawn likes. I'm going to try the salmon first and then the Steelhead Trout. Wow. That butter flavoring really comes through. It mixes really well with the oils of the fish. The meat is very flaky, very mild. Now let's try the Steelhead Trout. Wow, that is fantastic. No fishy smell, no fishy taste. Just a very flaky, mild meat. And the butter seasonings really seems to encompass the whole of the bite that you take. Very mild fish. Outstanding. Again, a little more dense than the salmon, but it's excellent. Wow. I think it's safe to say that we'll definitely buy Steelhead Trout again. This was fantastic. Well, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's free and it really helps our channel grow. And you can also help us by sharing our videos on all of your social media platforms. But don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're up to date on all of our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.